On June 2015, when there was a gas explosion that claimed numerous lives and leaving many more injured. As fate would have it, I was on the road that day, driving to pick up my cousin. As I navigated through the heavy rain to go pick my cousin, Robin, who was stuck in traffic, his smaller car unable to withstand the flooded roads. I heard a faint knock on my window. I turned to see a soaked woman, shivering from the cold and rain. Her pleading eyes locked onto mine, and she asked for a lift. My initial instinct was to hesitate. I worried that her drenched clothes would ruin my car's upholstery. But something about her desperate expression tugged at my heartstrings. I asked her where she was headed, and to my surprise, she was going in the same direction as me. It seemed like fate had brought us together. I decided to take a chance and offered her a ride. As we drove through the rain-soaked streets, our conversation flowed easily. I learned that she was a kind and gentle soul who had been caught in the downpour while running errands.
As we continued driving, the lady's eyes landed on my work ID hanging from the rearview mirror. "What do you do?" she asked, curiosity sparkling in her eyes. I shared my profession with her, and her face lit up. "I work in a church," she said. "I organize events and programs." "I'll definitely need your services. It's like God brought us together in this rain." Her words struck a chord. Was it mere coincidence, or was there something more at play? I handed her my business card, and we exchanged numbers. After dropping her off, I headed to pick up my cousin. As we drove, I regaled him with the story of the mysterious lady in the rain. "That's why the car is wet," I said with a chuckle. My cousin listened intently, a mixture of amusement and intrigue on his face. "Wow, that's quite a story," he said. "I guess you never know who you'll meet on a rainy day." The next day, the lady called to express her gratitude. "Thank you again for the ride yesterday," she said, her voice warm and sincere. We chatted for a bit, and before I knew it, we were making plans to meet up again. She suggested we grab lunch and go shopping, insisting on covering all the expenses herself. "It's my way of saying thank you," she said with a smile. I couldn't argue with that. As the day wore on, our connection grew stronger. We found ourselves lost in conversation, sharing laughter and stories. The atmosphere became increasingly intimate, and we both knew where things were headed. Since she lived in the church, she couldn't invite me over, so we would meet at my place instead. Our secret trysts became a regular occurrence, with passion and excitement fueling our encounters. But as our relationship deepened, 8 months into our secret affair, I stumbled upon a bombshell. Scrolling through Instagram, I saw her picture on my friend's page. My friend, a photographer and old schoolmate, had tagged her in a post. My heart skipped a beat as I asked my friend about her. His response left me speechless. "She's my junior pastor's wife." My friend revealed that he had been the photographer at their wedding 3 years ago. I was stunned, unable to process the information. 2 days passed before I could muster the courage to confront my friend again. "Are you sure she's the junior pastor's wife?" I asked, hoping against hope that it was all a mistake. My friend's confirmation was like a punch to the gut. "Yes, they've been married for 3 years." I knew I had to confront her. I sent her a message, my fingers trembling as I typed, "We need to talk." The wait for her response was agonizing. What would she say? Would she deny everything, or would she finally reveal the truth? I couldn't wait any longer for her response. Impatience got the better of me, and I confronted her about her marital status. "So, you're married, and yet you're doing this with me?" I asked, my voice laced with anger and hurt. Her reaction caught me off guard. She became defensive, her tone sharp and dismissive. I was taken aback by her response, and my anger boiled over. I shared the entire ordeal with my photographer friend, who was stunned by the revelation. "I couldn't believe it," he said. "She's always been an example of a virtuous wife. Their marriage has been a role model for the youth." His words only added to my anguish. How could someone who appeared so wholesome and committed to her marriage lead a double life? Just 2 to 3 hours after sharing the shocking truth with my photographer friend, I received a mysterious call from a strange number. The voice on the other end claimed to be calling from the church, leaving me stunned. "How did you get my number?" I asked, trying to compose myself. The stranger revealed that my friend had shared my contact information with him. I felt betrayed, wondering why my friend would do such a thing without my consent. The stranger's tone turned serious, and he informed me that he and a group of pastors would like to meet with me for a conversation. I sensed a mix of curiosity and trepidation. "What's this about?" I asked, trying to gauge the purpose of the meeting. The stranger remained vague, saying only that they needed to discuss some matters with me. I couldn't help but wonder what lay ahead. I hesitated, my mind racing with worst-case scenarios. The thought of facing a group of pastors, potentially accusatory and judgmental, filled me with dread. By refusing to meet with the pastors, I knew I might be avoiding a potentially uncomfortable situation. But at what cost? Was I running away from my responsibilities, or was I simply protecting myself? The uncertainty lingered, leaving me wondering what would have happened if I had taken a different path. Life has taken a drastic turn. My financial situation has spiraled out of control, leaving me in a state of crisis. I've lost everything that mattered, my possessions, my security, and even the car that once held the promise of a new connection. The memories of that fateful ride, the secrets shared, and the intimacy that followed now seem like a distant dream. The harsh reality of my current situation has hit me hard. As I reflect on the past, I am forced to confront the choices I made. Was I blinded by desire? Ignoring the warning signs of a troubled relationship? Did I prioritize short-term pleasure over long-term stability? My late father's words echo in my mind. Never sleep with someone else's wife. I am consumed by the feeling that my actions have set off a chain reaction, leading to the chaos that now surrounds me. The weight of my mistakes settles heavy on my heart. What do I do?